Today's video is sponsored by Zocdoc. When we first moved cross country and needed to find a new dentist, we went through 3 offices before we found the one that works for us. There were issues with professionalism, not being respectful of our time, and just doing an okay job. For one of them, I showed up on time, they took me to the back to the seat, and I waited almost an hour before anyone showed up. Didn't even say anything about how long I had been waiting, or that maybe they forgot about me. Yeah, we really went through it, but it all could have been avoided if we had just used Zocdoc. Zocdoc is a free website where you can easily search and compare high-quality in-network doctors so you can find the right doctor for you. Whether you're looking for someone in-network, nearby, or with specific appointment times, Zocdoc helps you quickly find the right doctor for your needs. No guesswork, no phone calls needed. Appointments also happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. Even booking same-day appointments with just a few clicks. Plus, with tons of verified patient reviews and detailed doctor profiles, you can get a real sense of the provider and their practice before you even step into the office. And Zocdoc isn't just for one type of care. They have more than 100,000 providers across nearly every specialty, from primary care to dental health, eye care to skincare, and much more. It's the one-stop shop for all your healthcare needs. Plus, it's completely free. Be kind to yourself this year. Go to zocdoc.com/amyk, also linked in the description, to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. And with that, thank you so much to Zocdoc for sponsoring this video, and let's get on to it. Calm down, pretty boy. It was just a joke, a misunderstanding, she said, devilishly, his brows furrowed, and what else? Oh, hi there. Oh, sorry, I just gotta, let me, leave this program here. Sorry, it can get pretty, slow here at the library, so I've taken up writing, so just a little exercise. Pardon me. Okay, just gonna bring up, okay. You snuck up on me. So what brings you in? Welcome to the library. Okay, you'd like to return a book and then take another one out? Yep, okay. Oh yes, I can see why, yeah. Crown of Midnight. I loved this one. I'm on the 3rd book myself, actually. No spoilers, not gonna say anything, but this is good one. Yeah, so let's go ahead and return that. So I'm just gonna pull up your, can you go ahead and scan your library card for me? Thank you. I'm just gonna check if there's any outstanding fees or sort of any, anything, popping up or all that. Okay. Now I'm seeing that you are due to renew your library card. And just so you know, you can absolutely check out another book today if you'd like, but you have a little under a month before you absolutely have to renew it, or else there's going to be issues, fees, sort of, restrictions. Yeah, and we don't want that, right? Oh no, it just takes a moment. It barely any time at all. Just a little bit of information. It's really just verifying your information. That's all it is. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll print you out a new card. Yeah. If you like, we can use the same. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Let me just pull this up really quickly. How's your day going? Good. Yes. Yeah. It's going well. It's going well. We have some students from the local school And I am so glad that they are here instead of who knows where. So I am so happy to allow them to be here at the library. But sometimes they are a challenge. See, shh. No running in the library. What are you doing? Are we making safe decisions with our body? The way that you're holding the scissors and running, you're asking for your eyes to be poked out. Shh. Like I said, it's been a bit of a challenge, but what, a fulfilling, just to see them when they finally do actually read or do their work quietly. It's so fulfilling, yeah. But that's how my day's going. Sorry. I had to tell someone, and you look very friendly and understanding. Thank you. Okay, so your full name. Can you go ahead and verify that for me? Good. And your address. What was it? Pineapple Under the Sea, Bikini Bottom. I'm just kidding. Go ahead and verify that address for me. And city. Good. And that zip code. Okay. And is your phone number the same as the one we have on file? Okay, go ahead and just repeat that for me. Okay, good. And would you like to opt into text reminders for due books? It's something new that we're doing. I see that you are not currently signed up for the text reminders. It's very helpful. I know sometimes these things, due dates especially, can just go right out of our minds. Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and say yes to those text reminders, and I promise you that's the only thing that we message you for. Yeah, there's gonna be no spam or anything like that. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So, and your email address, is that still books_r_cool with 2 zeros, so it's C00L at library.com? Yep, okay. Love that email address. Yeah. Okay, and would you like to sign up for a monthly newsletter? We do, the monthly newsletter is for all the new books that we have brought in, but we also have just little reminders for events that we're having, because oftentimes we do have events like one we did last week, it was all of last month. Again, the local school, but the high school, we had the art class displayed some of their art at around the library, and it was just very, very interesting. I mean, these kids, so creative and talented, really. It was a sight to see, really. Yeah, so events like that, and sometimes we do book clubs or sometimes book signings. Yeah. So would you like to sign? You would like? Okay, yes, I'll go ahead and say that you are opted in for those monthly newsletters. Okay, lastly, just your date of birth, and then can I see your ID, please? Lovely. Okay. Oh, wow. I have never seen a good license photo, and you happen to have a very nice license photo. You have mine barely looks like me. Personally, I feel like it barely looks like me. And it's from like 10 years ago, too. Okay. So that's it for your library card. We do have a printer in the back that it kind of like sends it to, and it'll take just like maybe 10-15 minutes for it to print out, and then we'll go ahead and grab that for you. So in the meantime, let's do your little book exchange here. Let me move these over. All right, Crown of Midnight. Yes, so I'm just going to take a quick look at the book, make sure that there's no issues here. Okay, front. The back still looks very good. Spine, integrity of the spine. You know, so when I read the first book in the Throne of Glass series, which was actually quite recent, I think we're doing the same thing where you heard the announcement of the new ACOTAR books. Yes, I'm so excited. And the fact that we're going to get one in October and then another one in January. Well, technically they're one book split into 3 books. I don't know if you heard, but it's just really one really long story split into 3 parts because of course you could only have so many pages in a book. The binding will break, it can only hold so many words. So it's being split into 3 books. 2 books and then 1 novella. I'm not really sure if the novella is, if it's just like the ending of the book, or if it's just like an epilogue sort of thing. I suppose we'll have to find out. But gosh, I really missed Sarah J. Maas books. I didn't realize just how much I missed her writing. Just the emotional roller coaster. I was talking to my friend. I'm just gonna check the pages as well. I was talking to my friend who has read all of her series, all of Sarah J. Maas's series. And I told her, I said, I'm reading Throne of Glass. I finished the first book. I love such and such. We won't say any spoilers just in case anybody's listening. But I said, I love such and such character. But also, can you believe, how fantastic she is at writing fight scenes? She doesn't reply to the comment about the character. I think that's odd. She immediately just talks about the fight scenes. And then I think, well, maybe she's just very excited about the fight scenes. Then I message her back again and I say, oh, and another character I love. I love them so much. I can't wait to see them in the continuing series. And also, wow, these, the way she writes, it's like she's all, she's there. She writes as though she's there. She must have a photographic memory. Again, nothing. Doesn't say anything about the character that I'm talking about. And I think, okay, now, one time is a chance. 2 times, there's something going on here. So I just went straight to, instead of talking about something else, I went straight to a separate character. See, these are 3 separate characters I'm talking about. And I said, oh, I love this character. I hope they're endgame in terms of relationships. I hope they get together at the end. Silence. I should know. I should know better. Sarah J. Maas has a bit of a... She's known for there being a love interest that isn't quite the love interest in the end, if you know what I mean. Which I don't mind, but if you make us fall in love with every character we meet, it's going to feel like a heartbreak. And it did. It felt like heartbreak. I hope this isn't spoiler territory, but you don't know which characters I'm talking, or these people don't know which characters I'm talking about. But it breaks your heart. It breaks your heart. Yeah. She just does a very good job with side characters. You love all of the side characters just as much as the protagonist. Although I will say I wasn't a fan of Feyre. I wasn't a fan of Feyre from Akatar. But I loved all the other characters. Feyre definitely showed her age. She wasn't very mature, but it's a part of the writing. Either way, you don't have to like every protagonist, as long as the story is good. And people, they ask me, they say, is the amount of spice in Throne of Glass the same as Akatar? And I look at them and I know that we have all been hooked on a certain level of spice after reading Akatar. But is not Yearning more spicy? This is a book, a series of yearning, okay? When they finally kiss, it means nothing if there was no yearning. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so let's move on to the next book. Okay. Oh, silly me. There's the card. So I have the card here. Just need to have this. Just going to stamp that has been received. Okay. Over there. That is not your section. No. Listen to me. Get your butt back over the young adult section and find a good book. If you need recommendations, come and see me, okay? But that section is not for you. Not for you. You're not old enough. My goodness. Anyway, so my pencil is may have over sharpened it. How did you spell your last name again? Okay, so let's prepare. So these need to be all right. And I already actually have it out here, the next book in the series. Now I'm not finished with it myself, so when you come back, I am begging you to tell me what your thoughts are. I already would love to hear your thoughts on the second book, but again, there's ears that I don't want overhearing any spoilers, and I apologize. You can only check out one at a time of this series, as well as the Crescent City series and the Akatar series of Thorns and Roses, because it's very popular right now, so I can't allow you, unfortunately, to get more than one at a time here. But this one we can. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this one as well. So stamp that this is going out. Okay. Bye. I'll go ahead and put that in there, and I'm just going to put in the system here that that one is out, and that midnight is okay, good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hand this to you. And our library cards here, this is, for bookkeeping purposes, right? But it also serves as a nice bookmark. And I say that, here, let me hand this to you. And I say that because you would be surprised at the things that I see. This one here, right? This is another sort of romantasy book, but it's definitely more on the sort of at the darker end. It is of a more darker themes, definitely. When this was given out, pristine condition. I mean, look at just beautiful. Look at that beautiful. Those pages, just gorgeous. And then there's this sort of book jacket here. I want you to take a look. Do you see what's wrong here? Do you see what's wrong here? I'm sure you can, because it's plain as day. Some hooligan checked out this book and let their cat chew on the sides. Not only that, first of all, they didn't finish reading it. Would you take a look at what they used as a bookmark? A single piece of toilet paper. At least it's 3-ply. I assume that's what that is. I don't really know the plies of toilet paper, but it's a little bit thicker. Really. Also enjoyed by their cat. I'll go ahead and place that in there. I'm going to show the manager. This person is allowed to continue checking out books. And I can't say no. I can't ban them because they didn't do anything technically that wrong. And since it's a library, they're all used books, right? But the condition of the book, really, it was perfect when we gave it to them. Either way, I'm speaking to the manager, and we'll see about getting them, at least a fine. In the very least, a fine. The next person that reads this book, can you believe the condition it's in? Anyway. And another one that is, a show of... What is this? Mail. Now, I will say the book itself is in decent condition. I do see 1 or 2 indents, potentially cat scratches, potentially other. Actually, let's see. The more I look, the more I find actually there's an indent there. Unfortunate, because this is also a very popular book. It's a very cute one. They say cozy book. I don't know if I would say cozy, perhaps, yes. There are, it's mostly for those who enjoy fairies in terms of folklore. If you are fascinated by yes, well, here's the thing. A lot of people, they ask for fae, or the fairy version that they see in Sarah J. Maas books, which are, of course, absolutely far from the actual, what fae actually are. This one is a bit closer. Now, Emily Wilde is the main character here, and she knows quite a bit about fairies, and their habitats, how to befriend them. Just it's a very good book for those if you're more rooted in more realistic folklore of fairies. So I do quite like this one. Although if you're looking for something with more realistic, and I mean realistic, fairy lore, I have something. Where is it? This one. Now, you might actually like this one. It's a little dusty, sorry. It's a little dusty. Now, this book, let's see, when was this? So, cover art was 2001, but I know that this book was. When was this printed? 1974. Now, so the writing is a little different. You can definitely tell that it was written in the 70s, just in the way that, I don't know how to describe it, but it's definitely from the 70s. There are certain parts of the book that have not aged well, but it's not horrible to the point where it pulls you out of the book. Personally, I think it adds to the setting the scene, because of course this is not set in our day and age, so it does really help set the scene. I actually love the main character. This is actually a retelling of the story of Tam Lin, which oh, sorry, the dust has gotten to my nose, which I believe you will recognize that name. Tam Lin. The story of Tam Lin is a real story. Well, the story isn't real, it's folklore, depending on who you ask. But so Sarah, I don't know if she where she decided to grab the name of Tam Lin, because it's very not quite like the actual story. But The Perilous Guard is, again, a retelling, but I think a very fantastic retelling of the story of Tam Lin. I don't really want, I'm sitting here debating, should I tell you the story, I mean, of Tam Lin, or wait for you to read it. Of course, it's not 100%, but basically, Tam Lin is a man who is taken by the fairies to the land of the fairies, and so the protagonist, she is in love with this man, and she has to use her cunning to get around the fairies' tricks and the way they talk, to get around their rhymes and schemes, to get him back. Anyway, so this is a very good one, I would say, if you're looking for something that, if you're missing the sort of fairy theme. But you know what? And also, I'm sorry, I had to tell you about these books. Another recommendation: if you are missing the feeling of the first book of A Court of Thorns and Roses. Now, this book is not like it at all, really, but it is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. Now, this is a theory of mine, but I actually think that Sarah J. Maas read this book and was inspired by certain things, because this is, again, this is a retelling, so it is a bit different than the Beauty and the Beast story. And there are parts of it that are a bit more fantastical. And I don't want to say, but there are specific changes to the story that you can find in ACOTAR. And, you sort of think, did she read this? Was she inspired by this? I don't know. But it's just one book, but it's a nice little story that you can read in a few nights. Or one night, I don't know how. Well, no, not one night. Depends on how fast you read, but it's a nice little read, and I wouldn't say the themes are dark at all. It's a very, this one I would say is a cozy book. I would say this one is a cozy book, personally. But it's a fantastic retelling, I'd say. Now, I shouldn't even bring this up. I'm sorry, is that okay? Is it okay that I bring this up? I know you probably have somewhere to be, but can I just talk to you about this real quick? So as you can tell, I've been reading older books. Oh, well, see, that is an interesting bookmark. That was just in there. Lovely. I'll leave that in there, just in case they might come back to read this or not. Now, I thought to myself, well, what were romance books, fantasy romance books like back in the day? I had read The Perilous Guard and Beauty. Beauty, I think it was written in the 80s or 90s. And I thought, well, what are the romances like back in the day, as opposed to now? Of course, hardly anyone can write a book and either get it self-published, so there are a lot of okay written books out there. So let me tell you, just because it's older does not mean that it's better. I know a lot of times, because of school, we're led to believe, oh, well, it was written back in the 1920s, 1930s, when they're smart and wrote themes into their books that were clever and had something to say about the world. And that's not always the case. Sometimes they aren't better. And this one, I would say, is proof of that. Now, I was looking for bodice rippers because I think I heard somewhere that was the name for books that are, romance books back then. And bodice rippers were the thing. It was like, oh my gosh. It was scandalous that these women were writing romance. And of course, the romance isn't quite, it's not the same. Let's just say that. Even in The Perilous Guard, the romance is not the same. Like I said, did not age well. But that one aged much better than this one. Now this one, I wouldn't even recommend it to anyone unless you had a very specific K-I-N-K, I hate to say it, unless you had a very specific to dark themes. I mean, I won't even go into it. Just know that it did not age well, to the point where it wasn't even enjoyable to read. I had to put it down very quickly. And I went farther than I think most would. I thought, I'll look over that. Yeah, wow. Actually, okay, it's like Game of Thrones, but it's a romance novel. Game of Thrones isn't doing all these things to women and saying, oh, but it's romance. Oh, this is a good thing. They'll get together and be happily ever after in the end. No, it frames it as what it is terrible, gruesome, horrific. Parts of it, it's framed as horrific. Other parts. Now, I did not read the whole book, so do not. I mean, perhaps I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Anyway, why did I bring this up? Oh, not all old books are Also, the one thing I will say about this, it is the first book that I have read that did third person omniscient in terms of writing style. Most books are either first person or third person limited, as in the writer, you only are in or know what the thoughts are of the main character, or whatever the point of view of the point of view of the character in that chapter is. But third person omniscient is when the author knows the thoughts of everyone and talks about it in the same chapter. So you'll be in one person's head knowing what one person is thinking, and then next paragraph you're in the next person's head and see what they're thinking. And you would think that it would be very confusing, but I would say the way that this is written, it's not actually confusing. And I was intrigued by that, because it was the first book that I had ever read that really did it well. Yeah, so that was very interesting. Don't read it. Anyway, we're talking about romantasy. Oh, I've read a good amount of romantasy. Too much. I'm getting to the point where I kind of want to. I've been dabbling. I've been trying to write some myself. I have this story that I've been working on for a while, and I thought, well, I read a lot. How hard can it be to write? And the answer is quite hard. It's quite difficult. Reading the words is not as hard as writing the words. It can be done, but a lot of practice. I find myself doing a lot of prep. I really want there to be a really extensive lore, background, characters with a lot of background, but mostly it's, the world lore. I want it to be extensive. I want it to make sense. But I also want it to be a bit metaphysical in terms of hard to explain or hard to conceptualize. I told a family member of mine just a little tidbit about what I've been coming up with. Right now I'm just writing the outline. And they said, oh, well, that might be hard for some people to understand. That's a bit confusing. And to be fair, I may have explained it in a bit of a weird way. But they said, yeah, that might be a bit confusing for readers. I don't know how you're going to help them understand that. And they don't read much, this family member that I was talking to. So I wasn't fully, I didn't agree with them. Let's just say that. And then I read Throne of Glass. Now let me just say, I am only 2.5 books in, and I can tell you that maybe I haven't gone far enough. But it's exciting. It's fun. It's exciting. It may never happen. I may never ever end up, finishing the book, but it's just something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and sometimes you just gotta do it. Anyway, where was I? Sorry, one second. What are you doing? Is this a project? No, you're not a part of the art class. Why are you cutting? No, why do you need scissors, and what are you cutting up? You know what, actually, okay. The manga section, there's pictures okay? It might hold your attention enough until you're out of here. If you cannot read a regular book, and if you do not want my suggestions, try the manga. Right over there. I'm so sorry. Just pick any one. Oh, no, not that one. No, not that one. Your mom would kill me, my goodness. Look, right next to the left. To the left. To the left. There's My Hero Academia. Try that one. Try that one. Sorry. Like I said, it has been a day. And I have to call, library card. Some people are overdue, and this job isn't always quiet and easy. Or yes, sure. I mean, half the time I'm writing my own book because it's so dead. But I'm also attentive. There's a lot of things going on. I was writing a little note for myself, sorry. Where were we? We were talking about books. I'm sorry to keep you. I really enjoy talking about books with you. Yeah. What are some books that you've read recently? I've done so much talking. What are some books that you've read recently? I have not read that one, but I have heard good things. There it is right there, Quicksilver. I've heard good things. Although, yeah, I've heard good things. I am worried though. I am hesitant to read it because any book from Book Talk, I'm a bit hesitant because oftentimes the books that are very hyped, I end up not quite liking. Did you read Fourth Wing? Yeah, so that's the first, I want to say, actually no, the first 2/3 of the book I thought were so entertaining. I couldn't put the book down. The last third of the book, I couldn't stand it. There's a certain trope that I cannot stand it. When you don't know, when there's no conflict, and you don't know what conflict to write, and you don't know how to further your story, you change the way your characters react, or you change their whole personality just to further conflict, conflict between characters, when there wouldn't have been that in the first half of the book, because maybe they did talk it out. They would have talked it out, but all of a sudden, now they won't talk it out. And I'm not against arguments in books, far from it. I enjoy a good rivalry, a good argument. But when it's put in, and if it's shoehorned in, and it doesn't make sense, that's when I can't stand it. I actually have not read the second book yet, although I do intend on doing it. I do intend on reading the second book, just because so many people have told me that it, did they tell me it gets better, or did they tell me it gets worse? I cannot remember. Well, either way. So, we're just gonna put these books here. I'm sorry. I apologize for talking your ear off. It's actually making me a bit sleepy, I will say. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it makes me want to go home and just relax, read a good book, fall asleep. You're making me very sleepy. Yes, I will let you go. Sorry, I'm zoning out. Too many things going on at once. Zoning out, falling asleep, and zoning out. But I do really hope that you enjoy that book. I I hope you enjoy it. And please come back and tell me how you liked it and if you enjoyed it. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you again. Okay? Alright. I know it's late, but I hope you have a very good night.